Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video for you explaining how to use the OBS software to record your trades and send them to Daryl and stuff. So this is just a quick tutorial over that. The first thing I do is come to a Google web page, and in the browser I type in OBS. Also feel free to pause this video at any time if I'm going a little quick, just to make sure you can stay up with me. Now once you have that OBS typed in, just go to their first link here. It's usually the right one. It's obsproject.com. And right here they give you the option to download the program for whatever operating system you have. It's free and it works really good. In my case I have Windows, so I'd click this guy and I download it. I already have it downloaded, so I'm not going to do that. But once you have it downloaded, just close out of this. And it's going to put the application onto your desktop here. For me it's down here because I've moved it into my taskbar, but normally it'd be a little application here. So once it's downloaded, let's bring it up. You're going to want to open it, and it's going to look something like this. Now I know this looks a little crazy right now because it's got this weird mirror effect going on. That's just because I'm recording the same screen as the software. Normally it will not look like this. But the first thing we want to do is come down here to our settings. Click that guy, and we just got to make sure a few things are set up before we can start recording. So for my output here on the left, we want to make sure that the recording quality is indistinguishable quality large file size. Now, this does take up a little more space than the other option there, and it does take up a little more power, but this makes it look really good. If your computer does struggle to record at this file size, or you don't have much room on your computer, you can scale it back to the medium size below it that's a little bit less quality. There is one option above it. I wouldn't use that just because it's pretty overkill for what we're doing, but if you feel the need to, you definitely can. And I can't look at these at the moment because I'm recording, otherwise I'd show you. But indistinguishable quality, large file size, that's what you want. If you have a hard time recording that, just go down one. And then our recording format should be an MP4. So that's all for output. Then we want to move on to audio. This is just where you set up your microphone. So under this mic/auxiliary audio device, you want to make sure you have the microphone that your computer is using selected. So in my case, I use a Yeti stereo microphone, so I have that selected. But you just have whichever one you use selected right there, and that'll set up your mic perfectly. And then under video, this is the last thing we got to do. We want to make sure that this base canvas resolution is normally the same as your monitor. So in my case, I use a 1080p monitor, so that's 1920 by 1080. But you might use a 4K monitor or a 720p monitor, so it depends on what you're using. Just make sure it's the same as that. And this output scaled resolution needs to be the same as your monitor. Then come down here to common FPS values. That's what you want selected there. If it's anything different, move it over to common FPS values. And then select 60. 60 is really nice because it makes the screen look a little more fluid, but it does also take up more storage space, and it does put a little more power. It does take a little more power from your computer to run that. So if that's not working well for you, just scroll it back to 30. That should be fine as well. And then we're just going to come down here and hit OK. So the settings are now done. So now we just got to I'll show you, but now we just got to make a scene to show your monitor that you want to record. So right down here you can see I have labeled all of the monitors. These are like 4 out of my 6 monitors that I can click from, and you see when I click them it changes my monitor. So I can see all the different ones. So what you won't have any here when you start, so what you got to do is come down here and hit this add button. And what that does is it's going to ask you for a name. I like to name it whatever position my monitor is in. So for this case it'd be bottom middle screen. And I'm going to hit OK. And here, let me bring that back for you. So now I got this bottom middle screen here. And what you want to do is click that and have it selected. I can't select it for you at the moment because, well, the screen's going to go black for you for a second, so just bear with me. But once I click that, I'm going to hit this add button down here, and it's going to ask me for a name for this source. And under the source name, or under the source, you want to hit this add button and hit display capture. And that's going to bring up something like this. And so once that's created, you're going to want to name it the same thing as what you titled your scene, but just slightly different, because if it's exactly the same, then the OBS software will have an issue with it. So in my case, I'd maybe name it bot middle screen, hit OK, and then it's going to bring up a list of all your monitors, and you're just going to want to select whichever one you want. I like to have the capture cursor thing selected, because that'll show my mouse when I record, and then hit OK. I'm going to hit cancel because I already have it made. Alrighty. So then once that's done, all you gotta do when you start up the software is make sure it's on the right source, whichever screen you want, or right scene for whichever screen you want. You shouldn't have to click the source. There also shouldn't be two things here. I just put another one for the sake of this video. I'm gonna remove that real quick. There should just be one like that. And then you can go over here to your mixer. This is just for your volumes. This top desktop audio records the sound that your computer makes, whatever comes to it, and then the bottom is your mic. So you can obviously mute and unmute these and then change the volumes of them. And then don't worry about the scene transition. That should be set up just fine. And then over here, there should be a button that says start recording. In my case, it says stop recording because I'm already recording, but that's your start and stop button for your recording right there. So you just load the program up, click your scene, make sure your mixer's right, hit start recording, and you're good to go. It's as simple as that. It takes about 5 seconds. So once you got that going, it's going to record the screen of your choice. So what I like to do, well, let me show you how to find the file. So the file, it says up here in the file, you can click show recordings, and this is where all your recordings go. Now, an easier way to do this, because it'll make a weird file for you somewhere in your computer, and you can find it through this, but what I like to do is I just go to my desktop. You can see it here, and I make a little folder called Day Trading Recordings. You can call it whatever you want. So you just right-click New Folder and name it whatever you want onto your desktop, and then you can go back to your software. Let's bring it back up here. Hit Settings, and then go to Output again. And under this recording path, again, I can't change it right now because I'm currently recording, but you'd hit Browse, and you'd go find that folder wherever you have it set. It could be in your desktop, could be your documents, wherever you want it. Find that folder and select it, and then that just makes it so that when you have that selected, whenever you record, it's going to put the videos into that folder. So they're easier for you to find than maybe where OBS starts putting them. So that's what I would do. So then the last thing is just how I would send Daryl videos. So you can see on my desktop here, I got this test video. I just made a little video just for the sake of showing you guys how to do this. And what I'm going to do is go to Google Drive. This is my preferred method to share videos, but you could use different ones. This is just what I like to do. So I go to my Drive. If you don't have a Google Drive, you just got to make a Google account. It's free, it's quick, not too hard. And then I just make like a new folder. I already made one, I believe. It's called My Day Trades. You can name it whatever you want. Maybe call it My Day Trading Videos. And then I just go to New, hit File Upload, go to my desktop. It was already on that, but you'd go to your desktop and then find your video. So in this case, it's the test video. Hit Open. It's going to upload that right there. And so once that's uploaded, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to process, so give it time. But once it's uploaded, you're going to want to right-click it and hit Share. And then you can type in Daryl's email address right here. So there's his email address. And then you can hit Can View. And then he's able to see the video that you share with him. It'll send him an email. Hey, so-and-so has sent you this email. He can look at it. And that's about all there is to it. So I hope that helps, guys. Thanks for watching, and happy trading.